Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Sara with Positivity, and today I wanted to do a short, quick video on how to do your first push-up. So the reason I decided to put this together is because every time I post a workout video on Instagram that happens to include push-ups, lots of people respond saying they wish they could do one, or they wish they could do as many as I can do, or some variation of that. And I just want to make it clear to you guys, and I've said this before in the past, but I'm going to reiterate that I couldn't always do a push-up. I progressed. I started off not knowing how to do it, my form was awful, and because I work out regularly and because it was something that I was focused on improving, I was able to improve. And I know you all can do it too. Everyone is capable of it. I don't want you to look at me and think that you can't do something or that it's out of your reach. I want you to look at me and think that because I managed to do it, you can do it too. So here are some tips on how to do your first push-up, or just how to improve, how to do more. I really hope that you can apply these in your daily lives or in your workouts, and let me know your feedback. Thanks. So before we get into the procedure and the process of achieving a push-up, I just want to get into a few basic tips. Number one, your elbows don't have to bend all the way. Your chest doesn't have to touch the floor. Just try and bend your elbows, even if it's 5 centimeters, even if it's 1 centimeter. If that's all you can do, that's progress for you. Don't feel like you have to look like someone else or you have to achieve the capabilities of another person to feel like you're getting to that place where you're satisfied with your progress, satisfied with your level of fitness. Number one. Number two, make sure your form is always in tip-top shape. If you can get your chest to the ground but your form is awful, number one, you risk injury. Number two, you're not performing the move correctly. And number three, you're probably not getting the benefits of the move that you would if your form was correct. Number three, don't get discouraged throughout this process. Everyone progresses differently. So you may not see progress as fast as you might want to see it, but if you just keep at it, if you try your best every single day, if you make that intention to go for it, regardless of how your metric of success looks, you'll be able to do it. So those are my words of advice to you. Now let's get started. So first things first, we're going to get into knees down plank position. So number one, place your hands on the ground. Make sure your wrists are in line with your elbows and your shoulders. Keep your knees on the ground, your hips tucked under, your toes placed firmly on the ground, and your neck nice and long. If you already feel like you're struggling in this position, so be it. Stay in this position for a minute or two every single day until you feel like you're ready to do a push-up. Once you are, slowly go down and up. Down and up. Now, if your elbows only bend a little bit, if you feel like you can't go down so far where your chest touches the ground, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to go deep right off the bat. That takes time, that takes practice. In case you're wondering, this is how a deeper push-up looks like in this position. Getting your chest to the ground, keeping your hips tucked in at the same time, keeping your neck nice and long. So once you're comfortable doing push-ups from this position, consider you're crossing your ankles together, keeping your feet in the air, and seeing how you feel here. Again, if you feel like you're struggling here, that's perfectly fine. Stay here until you feel like you're ready to take it to the next level. Once you are, start by doing your push-ups with the same form that we discussed earlier. Go down and up as shallow or as deep as you feel comfortable doing. Now we want to make clear the line between being comfortable and taking it easy. If you're not pushing yourself, you aren't going to achieve your push-up. So make sure you're challenging yourself while being safe. Just like how we started off and knees down plank and we didn't start doing push-ups until we felt comfortable in that position, I want to teach you guys how to do a proper plank, because the first step to a push-up with your knees off the ground is a plank with the correct form. So again, hands on the ground, wrists in line with your shoulders. Put your feet on the ground, keep your knees up, your heels back, and your neck long. Make sure your hips are tucked under. Stay in this position. Plank position is challenging for many people, including myself. Lots of the time, the only difference between one person and the next is how long they can hold it for. But when you stay in plank position, you strengthen your core, and a strong core is the first step to a good push-up. So now we're getting into the final stage of achieving your first push-up. We're gonna use a chair as an incline instead of doing the push-up directly on the ground. Everyone has chairs, you all can try this out. So first things first, make sure your chair is stable and steady. You don't wanna injure yourself. Also make sure your form is 100% proper. So put your hands on the edge of the chair, place your legs behind you, push your heels back, keep your neck nice and long, keep your core tight and your hips tucked in. Once all that is 100% in place, start lowering yourself down and up. Now we talked about this earlier, but remember, a push-up where your elbows bend is still a push-up. So even if this is your maximum, even if this is your maximum, if that's as much as you can do right now, that's a push-up. So after you've done enough of this, after you feel like you're ready, you can move on to the next step. So finally, you've done an incline push-up, you've taken all the steps and you're ready, you're here. So we already discussed proper plank form. Keep all those tips in mind as we move forward into this part, which is doing your first push-up. So again, you see me getting into the proper form. Remember to keep your neck long and your hips tucked under. And start by doing your push-up, going as deep or shallow as you feel comfortable doing. So you can go shallow, you can go deep, you can hold the plank if you need a break. So as you can see, I know it probably takes a lot of steps, but the reason I really broke it down is because you don't have to feel like you should jump from not doing a push-up at all to doing a perfect one where your chest touches the ground the next day. You can take your time, there's a procedure, there are steps, you can build up your strength, and it's possible for anyone to do. And remember that building confidence isn't just about believing that you can achieve something, it's also about proving to yourself that you can do what you think you're capable of. I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave your feedback. If you feel like there's something that I missed, if you feel like there's something you wish I would have addressed, let me know. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. Thanks again.